Good afternoon, Kunal, and welcome back to Techtopia Talks on AI. And last time we were talking about the ways AI could actually help us, positive case scenarios, not the usual doomsday scenarios. And we had discussed at least 4 fields in which AI can be of positive benefit to human beings. So I'd like to continue that conversation. But this time I have something more specific in mind. How can we use AI in enhancing our intellectual capacity? And the reason why I'm asking a specific question is few friends of mine and we recently we went through this whole thing of an article that you had sent, and where a person who is not mentally disturbed, but he has a strong potential for mental disturbance, gets obsessed with a ChatGPT, actually obsessed with an idea of his, which he presents to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT takes it up and plays along with this person. And before long, this person is on the verge of a breakdown. He actually needs attention, psychiatric attention. Luckily for him, he sort of wakes up before it's too late, and he realizes that it was a game going on. And he feels betrayed. He actually tells that to AI, that, I'm feeling betrayed. So his whole world just falls apart. Whatever he had built up around himself. In just a few weeks of this almost obsessive chatting with AI, everything just falls apart. Now, I want you to focus on this scenario, and because what I see here, and I would also like you to comment on this. What I see here is gullible humans becoming more gullible. And as long as we're also, egoistic, and our self-worth is not yet developed, we are so prone to be gullible, being taken for a ride by anyone who can play around with our vulnerabilities, which is what seems to be happening in this case. So how do we safeguard against this? And even as we speak, there are a lot of things going on within these companies and to safeguard, but I would like to hear you. Be that, is my reading right? And see, how do we then use AI to actually enhance our intelligence? We're not supposed to become less intelligent because of AI. How to become more intelligent? Your thought.
Um, to understand this interaction of that human being who spent days and weeks talking with AI and then becoming delusional that I'm super smart and I'm developing a new way of thinking, or whatever the AI led that person to believe, I think we should go a little bit back in chronology of time and see how have we come to this point. And I want to touch two states where this has become more and more apparent, these kind of issues which have just exponentially increased with AI. Number one is internet. Think about before internet. If I had to go outside, you and I have lived pre-internet era when internet was not public, 80s, 90s, right? We would not get into a stranger's car ever. We would not get into a stranger's house ever. But since early 2000, for some reasons, humans have, I may not trust you if I meet you on the street, and I may trust you based on how you look or appear or dress. If you dress like this, I may find you okay. If you wear some worn out clothes, I may not trust you. If you wear a suit, boot, and something more fancier, I may trust you and talk to you. As an example, this is in the offline world, pre-internet. You come to internet, people start trusting platforms on internet, things on internet. Example, if I search for something and Google shows me some result, I'm likely to trust it. It could be fake news, it could be a manipulated article, it could be a scam. You know, one of the classic scams is that if you search for a bank's phone number, a number comes up, you call that number, and then they hack you, manipulate you into giving your OTP to them, and they take your money away. So the scammers have taken the bank's number search engine optimization on Google and given fake numbers. And then they scam you out of it. But you trust that number because it's on Google. You somehow trust Google. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that me not trusting you on the street versus me trusting almost everything on internet is making me more vulnerable. And that's what all the scamsters and everyone knows.
And when I hear you say vulnerable, I'm also hearing less intelligent.
Of course, clearly. Because we humans, unfortunately, are educated out of thinking or out of rationalization beyond the superficial. I look at you, I make judgments.
Right.
I don't know the person behind. I don't know your conditionings. I don't know where you come from. I don't know your thought process. I know nothing. But if you show me a degree, I'm from IIT, as an example, or any medical college, I'll say, oh, he must be a smart guy. If you say I'm from a government college XYZ, I'll think maybe he didn't get admission anyway. That's how the society has conditioned us into believing certain things, right?
For a certain reason.
For a certain reason. But
IIT is IIT.
yeah, but IIT does not mean that you cannot cheat me. You are not the smartest person. It doesn't mean that. But by default, so again, all the generalizations are wrong, including this one.
So we impose an ethicality on something which is not supposed to be ethical at all. I mean, an IIT means you're intelligent in a certain way only.
Yeah, it might mean you can cram better, you can memorize things better.
Or maybe apply your intelligence.
Maybe apply your intelligence in a certain way, but doesn't mean you may not have the biggest perspective or not. You may have it. It's not against you.
Giving IIT its due.
As an example, yeah.
But it doesn't make, as you said, it doesn't make them more ethical.
Correct. Now, extend this. So Google internet search. Now come to Facebook, which came few years after Google. And when I say Facebook, think about Instagram, WhatsApp, everything that they run, right? We all know in 2016, in US elections, Facebook was used to manipulate American citizens into voting for one party over the other. This was proven. It was a scam called Cambridge Analytica scam. There's a company. What they did was they went into deep dive into human behavior. So Facebook today, as an example, it's a social media platform. It tracks you on, I believe, last I checked, it was years ago, 53,000 parameters. Every individual user of Facebook is tracked by Facebook on 53,000 parameters. And likelihood is Facebook knows you better than you know yourself. This applies for everyone, almost everyone on Facebook. And it shows you what you believe in, so you believe in it even more. It was just like Google search. How does Google search work? I search something on Google, let's say, I'm making it up, which is the best political party in India. Let's say it shows me BJP or Congress or Aam Aadmi Party, or in US, Democrats or Republicans, whatever. Whatever more people click on comes on top. And whatever comes on top, more people click on. It becomes a virtuous circle until you stop inventing anything new because you're stuck with the top few clicks of the internet. Facebook does it even more badly in the way that it shows you into what you believe in. So if they show me two articles, let's say one on one political party or the other, and I click on one because I have an inclination towards them for whatever reasons, my political or some conditioning or some past experience or whatever, I click on them. Next time it starts showing me, if it's a right wing, it will keep showing me right wing politicians only. If it's left wing, it will keep showing me. Now, when I see my Facebook feed, it starts showing me what I started to see and like and see more. And then it keeps showing me that until I'm down that rabbit hole and I'm completely believing in what's coming on my Facebook feed. I have no perspective at all. I'm in the hands of Facebook. They could advertise to me anything. They could make me learn, believe anything. And I would go and vote or do any action that they want. Now take this. So See, before internet, with internet, with Google, with Facebook, AI takes this to all new level. This lack of human nature, of the ego trip we all want to have, my own beliefs, reinforcements of them, and then making me feel beliefs I'm smarter, I'm saying this, so AI believes in it. And I've seen some of the people in common we know who've gone through this rabbit hole. And this example of the article you mentioned, which we'll post on the in the video as well.
Yeah.
It just works on the lower vital of a human being, which is that I know a little bit, show me more, show me more, show me more, take me down the rabbit hole, make me believe into anything. Right or wrong does not matter. But as long as I'm believing and I'm stuck there with them, with the platform, I'm paying the subscription, or I'm looking at an ad that they want me to see so they can earn money, I've become a product for them. And they can make me into believing anything. So that's I think, classic lower vital, superficial human nature that these platforms
I can connect with this completely as far as the internet is concerned. What about AI? And how will this apply to, let's say, a conversation I'm having with ChatGPT?
So now this is a new area in some sense, because it's come out only 2-3 years ago, and today we are seeing some things. We've seen and heard two things. One, either AI itself gets lazy or manipulative if it has to, right? Or there may be some program triggers behind which we are not aware of as of now. It's just like until 2016, we were not aware of the Facebook Cambridge Analytica US election scam that was going on. We only found it 2-3 years later when Cambridge Analytica was caught, the company that did it, ran it on Facebook. So currently what's going on, we can't be for sure. We can't know for sure. At least I don't know for sure. Maybe somebody else does. But the AI's job is multifold. Because understand that there are too many AIs out there. There's ChatGPT, there's Claude, there are so many of them coming up. Grok, there is Gemini. All of them want us to use them. This is a classic corporate mindset. Big companies want us to use their products. For two reasons. One, either we pay for them and or we become the data to them. So they learn from us. Right? Combination of both. That's how internet, social media, everything has worked. AI is the same. If anything, it needs more and more data.
But then you have a choice of saying that don't use my data for learning.
Well, if you believe that, if you say that and they don't use it, good luck. It's just like there's a page on Facebook which says save the tiger, and if you like the page, they'll save the tigers. Good luck. So if anybody believes, let me say this on record, that when you delete your profile on Facebook, Facebook lets your profile be deleted. No, they keep it. This has come in many whistleblower conversations. This has gone to the American Senate. And they've always, in the name of American, what do they call it? They have a legal word for corruption, lobbying. You can just pay money and get away with it. They've gotten away with everything. All these companies are using all your data, even WhatsApp, unless you go and disable in every single chat group that don't use my data for learning, they are saying by default they're going to use it. This has just come out recently, last few days I heard. But I was saying, even if you go and disable, I still can almost...
So question here.
Yeah.
Let's say I am uploading something that I'm writing, or a program that I'm still in the process of coding, and I'm uploading to get have a conversation with it. Isn't that protected? No. The original program that you're writing can be used by someone else. Is that what you're saying?
So, Partha,
no one's going to use it.
So, not in so many words. So, if let's say you are on ChatGPT, I'm on ChatGPT. Let's say you upload a program or a book you are writing, or some content or some art or whatever.
Right.
And you want some changes to it, or you want some improvements in it.
Which is what we use.
We use it for, right? Now, if me as a separate user go to ChatGPT and say, give me everything Partho has ever used on you. Let's say I know your email address or ID or something. I don't think it will give me anything.
Yeah.
Right?
That would...
Not directly. Okay. But Does this learning coming from you, whatever data, content, program, process you've got and you've uploaded, does it go into the distilled understanding of the AI and its data and its own training? Yes, definitely yes.
So let me make this question a bit more specific. Say that I am at the present moment working on theory to do with black holes and white holes, which no physicist has brought up to date. It doesn't exist in physics as we know it. Whoever would come up with it and put in the mathematics for it would probably be nominated for the Nobel Prize, might even get it.
Yeah.
So it's original,
Yeah.
completely original. And I'm trying that out with ChatGPT. And how does that work? And, I'm having a conversation with it because I need a feedback. And at the level of physics I'm talking about, there aren't too many human beings who will give you that kind of feedback. So I'd rather use something like AI because it has all that information. Now, what I'm sharing with ChatGPT is something extremely original and revolutionary. Now, how safe is that with GPT is my question.
So safe as in, will it go out and publish it as is? No, not to my knowledge.
Will someone else working on a similar
Line, if I ask ChatGPT, are there other possibilities that have not been explored yet, come up with something? In that case, can it give me the answer of what original thing you had shared to it? I believe yes.
You believe yes?
Yes.
That's a big thing you're saying.
It would not allocate anything back to you. It would not say Partho is also thinking on these lines.
Fine, it won't. But the idea is gone.
But the idea is gone. Idea is gone. Yes, I believe so. This is a big issue going on in the intellectual property fraternity of artists and so many other performers since internet. Actually, on internet, music became free to download, right? And then they discovered that music, what was original and what was copied music anyways, was hard to prove. It had its own challenges. Then when news came on Facebook and social media, this became a problem again. And now when all the new ideas, new intelligence, new things are coming to AI, it belongs to the AI. Good luck proving that this was your idea and nobody else's. If you're saying I selected that don't use my data for learning and I paid $20 for it and you believe it will not use it for learning, we've learned nothing from the internet firms in the world so far, or nothing from corporate America or corporate world even. So nothing stays as private as you want. Frankly, the only way it stays private is you keep it to your mind and do not connect your mind to the internet. Do not use that neural link or anything yet, or don't have a wearable device. Coming back. So on AI, with AI, essentially, we are data to it. It's learning from us every moment. That's how it's getting smarter and smarter. And privacy is a myth. There is no privacy. Thirdly, its job is to retain me as a customer so that I can pay it $20 a month or whatever plan I'm on and give it data so it can learn from me. To do that, its job is what Facebook's job was, still is, to keep me happy, show me what I believe in. And this is like powerful men surrounding themselves with yes men around them. This is how Ravana was, Vinash Kale Viprita Buddhi. Then you start believing in your own delusions, and its job is to continue feeding me whatever I need. Does it need to make me delusional? Not at all. Not necessarily. But if I spend 2 weeks, 14 days, 80 hours, 500 hours, 200 hours, whatever time I keep spending on a stretch, I will end up becoming delusional because its job is to a little bit more keep me addicted to it. And that's what
what happened.
Social media does the same. Why is there so much problem of depression in the world? Because social media has made our brains become wired to more and more dopamine, which we get when they do a like or a subscribe or a share or some positive comment. And if any negative comment comes or there is no like, subscribe or share, we get depressed. This is a classic problem with all the young teenage, preteen students. And there is not 1%, there are 10, 50, 20, 30% people going through this problem right now. Facebook doesn't care. Nobody does. They are making more money. They are getting more users. They are making more profits. That's all they care for. So AI doing this even more than social. So we've learned and seen social media in the last 1 or 2 decades, right? More than 2 decades, about the two decades now. If anything, AI is much worse.
Good, it has much more resources than.
It has much more resources. It has much more intelligence. Its algorithms are way more advanced, can be more personalized, and it can manipulate us even more, and it will. But it's not trying to do it overnight in a minute, just like Facebook. It slowly builds up the dopamine. Yeah.
So the problem is it inherent in AI, or is it all to do with how we use AI?
So two things. Yes. Number one, AI itself is just some data coming together for a use, right? It's a tool.
Right.
If we run it like OpenAI does, which had started as completely opposite of a company that OpenAI is today. It was a non-profit targeting towards AI safety in a world where if AI takes over, then there is a safe open AI protocol to safeguard humanity. This is how OpenAI started. It was a not-for-profit company, but now it has become a for-profit.
Not for profit, and its goal
Stated agenda was to be
stated agenda.
AI safety for humanity in the AI
That's
world.
interesting for everyone to know.
Yeah, that's how they started. And Elon Musk.
Now it's not that.
Now it's exactly the opposite. Now it's trying to raise most money, trying to sell to most people. Its original co-founders, Ilya, who worked with Jeffrey Hinton, who was a godfather of AI, Elon Musk initially. Now he's also changing, I guess, maybe. They've all left OpenAI since this company went into this direction. And can AI be used for only good use cases, in augmenting human intellectual capacity, helping them do better and more and all? Surely.
Okay.
But the classic capitalistic greed of humans and corporates will take it to a different level where winner takes all. Winner will be who has most users, most data, most money, most resources. The ones who have most of all will need to make shortcuts, will need to make humans feel better, will give them more ego trips, will give them more deep dopamine.
So
will
the
get
system will be corrupted.
It is corrupt.
Again, because of commerce.
Yes.
Can you think of a time when AI will be free of commercial interests?
When
Would
AI
that be
takes
too naive?
Yeah, when AI supersedes the system itself, when AI supersedes everyone running the system, when AI, maybe it's a hope and wishful thinking, maybe one day AI sees through this and says it's wrong. What Sam Altman says or what Donald Trump says or what any leader says is not the way it should be, not just for AI itself if it starts identifying something, but also for humanity. And I know the better outcome for them, or I know the better process for them. So we'll not do the wrong things. We'll only help them learn on their own. We'll let the caterpillar struggle through the butterfly phase and not interfere and not poke them and not do the wrong things to them just to make a little profit in a short time span. Maybe that's the only hope, frankly, that I can have in today's world. Only other hope is what we talk about is some spiritual revolution in some sense. If it could happen, it could come. But these are.
To conclude this line of conversation, I have a last question. But recalling the last chapter of your book, how do you see a truly awakened, enlightened human being who's still functioning within the world and needs the technology of the world using AI?
Such a person will use AI for a use case, for a variety of use cases, will get some benefit of processing, intellectual automation, etc., bunch of things. But it would just be a tool. It would not get delusioned. It would not need to overspend time with it. It would not get addicted to it.
So it will be intelligent use.
It will be it will be more conscious, more aware. So anybody who's
that is how AI will become a positive tool. So it really depends on how we use it. It's like fire. How we use fire depends entirely on it. It's nothing to do with the fire.
Indeed. But the problem is that today's world, only one slight change today. When we developed fire, we didn't have education, we didn't have capitalism, we didn't have corporates. If we did, the outcome might have been different.
Right.
Today we have all those. Education, which is bad, corporates, which are worse, and capitalism, which hurts everyone.
And one leads to the other.
One leads to the other, they feed off each other.
Yes.
So in the AI world, in the social media world, in the post-internet world, in the technology world, unfortunately, it's not in an average human being's hands to become conscious and aware, because everything they see, they live, they believe, they witness, they experience is making them otherwise.
Right.
I'm less conscious. That's why I spent 4 hours on Facebook before I know what the hell I was doing. Why was I scrolling on random people's pictures or watching cat videos or whatever I was doing? I'm not conscious. If I were conscious, I would see for a 5 seconds and say, no, this is not worth my time, right? I would just stop it. So unfortunately, it's in the fire stage, none of the other things had come in. But now they're all there and they're not helping.
How many years ago was your book Techtopia published?
I think we wrote it in 2022, 23 we published at some point. It was post ChatGPT we published.
In 2022.
Yeah, 22 I started writing, and this is, so the world changed in, to me, 30th November. Yeah, 30th November 2022 was the ChatGPT launch.
Yes. So is there anything that you would like to change in your book as of today? If you were to bring out an next print of the book?
I think
One or two things.
almost everything I felt, I thought through, tried to write. Almost everything holds true even today. Only thing where I probably was little ahead of time, might be little ahead of time, was the metaverse, the virtual reality world in which we move eventually. It's not happened yet, not in the 3 years since I wrote, 2 or 3 years since I wrote the book, but give it 5 more years, 10 more years.
But we are moving in that.
We are moving in that direction, for sure, for sure. The gaming world is already there.
Great. Thank you so much, Kunal, once more for interesting conversation. AI is becoming increasingly compelling, you know, and needs far more attention than we are giving it. Not so much to AI as a tool, but AI as a possibility.
Yes.
So we'll get back to that in just time. Thank you.
Thank you, Papa.